Hi, 228. Today we're going to be working on this faucet shelf. It's really, the technique is really similar to what you're doing that Lofted wand for homework 7. So I'm going to use a spline here, which is not really something we've talked about, but beyond that, like this is really similar to what you're doing there. So I'm going to move this off to the side a little bit. All right, so I'm going to start, well, let's start this first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is draw this curve in my front plane. Because here's my ISO view, and so I know this is my front, that's my right, and that's my top. So in the front plane, I'll go ahead and draw this curvature, and then I'll put reference planes at each point, and then I can sketch on those reference planes. So first, let's just put it. Okay. Start a new part. Make sure I'm in the right unit. Okay, and then go to my front face and start a sketch. Again, I'm using the spline tool, but you don't have to use that in the homework. If you've noticed in the comments, I've been time stamping different sections. So if this part is not of interest to you, you should be able to look at like the video description or something and be able to jump ahead to the piece that is of interest to you. Okay, so I've got a fully defined curve here. I'm going to exit the sketch, and I'm going to create a reference plane at each of these points. So my top reference plane is already at this point. I don't need to do something, but I'll create a plane for here, 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 and here. Okay, so in my Features tab, I go to Reference Geometry and then Plane. Instead of referencing the plane, I'm going to reference the actual point on the curve that I want, and then the spline itself, or this line. So it's perpendicular to the line, but on that point. I'm going to keep doing that exactly. So the first one I click is the point, and then my second reference is the actual line. Reference geometry, plane. That's one. Nice. So now I've got them all at an angle. Cool. And you're remembering that planes are now of infinite size and thinness. So you can change the shape, you can manipulate it. It doesn't do anything to the plane. It might make it easier for you to look at the part and have it not be quite so messy, but it doesn't actually do anything. The plane, even if you have it like really small, you can sketch on it anywhere because the plane is of infinite size. All right. So I think I have all the information I need from that. What I really need now, or what these look like. All right, so these are labeled datum plane 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in this picture, datum plane 1, 2, 3, 4. So it goes like that. So on my first one, just a circle. Okay, so now I need an ellipse. And you're remembering that on an ellipse, you need dimensions for both directions and then also relation to make sure that your points are all lined up. And then my last point is a circle. I didn't start my circle at the origin. Okay. Man, that last circle was a struggle. Oh, I did a radius instead of a, gosh darn it. Can't remember if I already said this. I don't know if it like is helpful when I struggle. You're like, oh yeah, even she struggles. Or if you just think, why can she not do this faster? Anyway, all right. We finally made it. Okay, so now we can get to the part that you all are interested in, which is lofting it. So you do need to make sure you're going in order and selecting points that don't twist your shape like that. Nice. And then the last thing I need to do on this piece is use the shell tool. So, because I want it to be hollow, it says that it's shell and both ends are open. So go to my shell tool. If I did nothing else, if I just clicked my green check, it would make it look like there was nothing had happened. But actually that isn't true. It is hollow, you can see. But I want both ends to be open, because right now, look, they're still both closed. Hollow in the center, but it's still closed. So in that same shell, instead of just like clicking my green check, what I'm gonna do is with my first box highlighted, I'm gonna select the faces that I want to be open. Oh, we should change it to the right thickness too. Cool. Okay, so now I've got that shelled out part, right thickness, open at both ends. So now just for fun, I'm gonna take, save, sure. I'm gonna create a drawing of this part. And I think I'm just going to bring in a top view for a moment. Origin shows. Okay, so I've got my top view here, and what I'm going to do is make it a little bigger first. I'm going to go to a section view. So in my view layout, select section view. And what I want is it to be like completely down the center. So I'm selecting a horizontal cutting plane and then right through the part. And then dragging it down. I need my note to actually be on the sheet. And now I've got a full section view of my part. I can see the thickness of that shell very clearly. All right, I think that's it. If you have any questions, come to office hours. Bye.